Hey soul family. I want to introduce you to this spot that I've been meditating and spending time deep in the connection to this northwest land. This is a space that my family recently got a cabin out here, and it's just the last few days been here, and it's been so transformational and beautiful that I've been really into, trail building and just in my little space in West Seattle, but it's so great to be out in the elements here more. And anyway, I just wanted to show you this little nest. I love nest building. I feel really guided by bird spirits when it's happening, but it's just working with what's there, driftwood, whatever, but finding roots and rocks and stones and making little steps that are solid and mortared in with whatever you've got. And I love, creating sculptures with it's probably hard to see. I feel like the lighting's not very good here. But, and there's this big natural seat that I came and meditated on when I came out here. It's this perfect little spot. And it's facing out to this river, and kind of beautiful in the foggy mountains. I know there's a part of my heart that's so drawn to the tropical environment, to the lushness and the color and the loudness of the cicadas and it gives this allowance to be expressive, right? And it's warm and comfortable. And in the Northwest, it's different, right? I mean, it's you contend with rain and a little bit of cold. You feel your breath, you feel your skin. You feel your fingers sometimes get cold, and but it brings you into your body. Brings me into my body. I can say that for sure. There, and the freshness of the air, the scent of the pine air. Yeah, it's really healing. A lot of tears have been shed during this time. Been doing a lot of work, just healing with my inner child and with my present, man self, spirit self, coming into who I really am and being unafraid to do that. And I know all of you are doing that too. Every one of us is doing that right now. And that's so beautiful. I just feel the divine emergence in this time of the land, of the people, of the relationship, the interrelationship between all of us. And so this has been a prayer for that this time, just spending time out here. And it's also just, it feels like real telepathic communication happening a lot now between all of us. It's like a big spirit council, and I'm hearing all of you, I'm feeling all of you, I'm seeing you in my dreams and my waking life. Some of you have never met in physical form in this present day and age, but I imagine I will. And I'm really deeply grateful for your spirits weaving the way you are, the great loom of this rebirth. And the more I've allowed in guides to come, and it's just like building a nest or building a fire, when you find you work with what you've got and you line the pieces up and you build the puzzle, and suddenly this beautiful art form emerges from it. I imagine spirits are doing that with us, guiding us to moments that intersect with other people, other places, other, experiences that weave this beautiful possibility into being that is a work of art. And somehow just the catharsis of doing that here, just finding, oh my gosh, every rock fits in a perfect spot, you just find every root, right? Just in the perfect place. I get really excited about that. And I imagine spirits are doing that with us. They're like, oh my gosh, this person and this person, how can we line them up to be at the same place at the same time? I think that kind of work is happening all the time. And I just want to honor those spirits that have been guiding each of us this whole time, sometimes just without thanks and without recognition, but they don't do it for that. They do it for the love of creation and being a creator. and guiding other creators in their birthing process, and that's you. That's me. That's us. This is a land of creators, learning what it is to be in integrity with that immense power and gift. So if wielded wisely and with love and integrity, this world is going to get so magical in this realm of immense capability. You know, it wasn't long ago that I wouldn't be able to share this moment right now with you. And due to many, many people, many hands, many minds, like we have these webs of connection and technology that, if used for good, can be really beautiful. And if used for ill, can have a lot of detriment. But I'm really putting my prayer toward all of our spirits weaving the beauty way. And I know so many are doing it. So that makes me so happy. And of course I get triggered, and of course I get really angry and sad at the ways that I see that not playing out in some places. And so I'm just calling in the transmutation of that for those spirits that are not wielding their power and gifts with a lot of respect for others in the world and the environment and the natural, all of the beings that are here, to be whelmed right now. I'm not saying overwhelmed to the point where they're just like short-circuited in a wave of visions that makes them run away from their pain even harder, or run away from their willful ignorance of the damages they do, harder to do, but just the right amount. I'm calling on that, and I hope you do too, as we pray for this world right now, and we've in this dimension where our thoughts actually generate this reality. Our collective thoughts and perception of this world generate what's here. So yeah, it's been amazing in the last few days just being around the natural world and really relating with it. Even insects, little bugs, the water itself, the trees, feeling their intelligence, and sitting in council on a spiritual level with tree spirits, with bee spirits, bee hives, like all of them collaborating, and myself there just holding an anchor of the human presence of consciousness to relay between all these sort of groupings of spirits that are some alive and in the physical reality, and some only in etheric spirit, but all collaboratively. And there's something powerful about being a human, I'm finding, to connect these a.k.a. threads, Hawaiian mysticism, like check it out, a.k.a. threads, that connect all beings to all beings, and just holding and being at ease with holding thousands, millions, trillions, and then infinitudes of these threads in my awareness, and allowing all the discussions between these spirits and these attunements to happen, connected to my reality, which is connected to all realities. And I guess that's what some call grid work. You know, working with the grid, the spiritual grid, which is connected to the physical grid. And you know, once it starts happening, it moves fast, it moves deeply. It feels like a resonant purr inside my heart and spirit and body, when an old neural pathway of this can't happen becomes it can happen, and actually feel all the spirits, known and unknown, connected to that new vision manifesting. Just really feeling the blockages clear and the stuck anxiousness dissolved by this like rainbow light purr. It almost feels like a cat's purr, like in my body, somewhere inside, to just let go of the doubt of something being too good to be true, and know that it's really happening. And like receive that and be a channel of it, not attached to it, but loving of it. And some, you know, I believe that it's, that energy is just like when a sun burns hot, it's gonna heat a planet somewhere. That energy is gonna, it can't be, you know, there's like this container where that energy lands somewhere. I feel the same with consciousness. I feel that holding these spaces in consciousness actually shine and land where they need to land in a big web of energy and souls. So, bless you, sacred soul, you, and bless all of us. Every plant, every animal, every raindrop, collaborating to co-create these absolutely magical, precious moments of spirit, God, gosh, deep, beautiful consciousness, whatever you want to call that. I know there's a lot of stigmas attached to words. It's beyond words. That touching of the ineffable, and that holding of it, and that nuzzling into it. So I hope you feel those things in whatever way is in deep connection to your spirit, and call in the visions to manifest that you see in the world that could make this place more full of heart and soul. And one thing I've been seeing over and over is like, when it being in real integrity, that when you call things in as a powerful creator, to always ask that what I do is I ask that whatever rearrangements this could have in terms of impacting a dozen, 1,000, a million spirits in their journeys, that it's always in consent with the highest self of each spirit, the changes that I'm offering through ideation as a channel, that the way it will rearrange people or places or will be in consent with the higher form. Not that I would project that I know what's best for all, but to just offer from a place of service and allow, the mystery of spirit to deliver that beautiful possibility in the way that is in tune with the true eventuality of each soul. So when I say higher self, I guess what I mean is there's a person and where they're at today in their awakening process. Just like I'm certainly one of them. I mean, we all are. And there's lots of things that are, eventually will come into greater alignment, greater divinity, greater and greater beyond this lifetime, even into places outside of time and space that have integrated all of the lessons across all scapes of spiritual and physical and multidimensional reality. So I call upon that self of each. I know it's a lot, right? But every tree, every ant, every person, every photon, I believe, has an eventuality of its truest spiritual form that forms in another dimension outside of time, and actually sees and calls forth can be called in to bring in the true resonance of what is needed for that soul to progress. So I try to hold consciousness when I'm calling in big visions, that I'm not just rushing a bunch of souls into a formation that isn't good for, is too much wake up. Like the Wall Street banker, that if that requires them to have this full on third eye opening experience that it just breaks them. That's not, they certainly need to stop ignoring the damages done by not coming into attunement. So there's a word overwhelmed, right? There's underwhelmed, but I pray for whelm, just a lot of whelm to go down in this time. So that's just sharing a little window into my personal practice of manifestation and calling in a more beautiful world from the sort of grid worker perspective. All right, well, I think that's all for now. Yeah. So much love, and bless you for being here right now. Bless you for existing. All right, talk soon.